Welcome back, friendly neighbors and Spidey fanatics. With the new Miles Morales Spider-Man game announced for the PS5, some Marvel fans don't know a lot about Peter Parker's web-crawling successor. While he was in the Spider-Man PS4 game and had an origin arc there, some still don't know how cool and powerful Miles Morales is. So today we're going to be looking at the top 10 most interesting facts that you might not know about Miles Morales. Back when Barack Obama was elected president, the people at Marvel believed it was a time for a change in the pages of the comics as well, and that change was a new Spider-Man. While at first Miles Morales started off in the Ultimate Universe rather than the 616 universe, he was so well received by fans that the writers created a story arc that would bring Miles into the 616 universe so he could be with the other Marvel heavy hitters. Did you know that Miles also made one of his first cartoon appearances in the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show?
My name is Miles Morales, and I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was voiced by Donald Glover, who also played Aaron Davis in Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the name of Miles' uncle, which brings us to... Aaron Davis, aka Miles' uncle, is the Prowler. People who watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse pretty much already know this, but did you know that in the comics, Aaron wasn't as sympathetic towards Miles as he was in the movie? Yeah, in the comics, Aaron took advantage of Miles' secret and threatened to tell his parents if he didn't help commit crimes with him. Eventually, Miles had enough and stopped his uncle from committing any more crimes and sent him back to jail numerous times. Man, that must be an awkward Thanksgiving. While Peter Parker embraced the idea of being a superhero right away, Miles thought of his powers as a curse and didn't even want them. He just wanted to be normal and not be the center of attention. At the time, Peter was unmatched, and he was still the hero of New York. Miles didn't see the point in becoming a superhero until Peter Parker died at the hands of the Green Goblin. Or the Kingpin, it depends on which source you're looking at. Miles felt like it was his responsibility to take over for Peter Parker, become the new Spider-Man, and protect the city. I think some people might have figured it out by now because of his last name, but for those of you who don't know, Miles has an African-American father and a Puerto Rican mother. To this day, some people ask, why doesn't Miles have his father's last name Davis? Well, it's quite simple. He was given a parent's maiden last name of Morales instead of the wedding changed name of Davis, something that couples do all the time in order to carry on a family name. So everyone knows Peter Parker's power set: sticking to walls, spider sense, advanced agility, etc. Well, did you know that Miles has all these powers as well as additional ones? This sets him apart from his predecessor and gives fans a whole bunch of new reasons to explore Miles' story even more. He has bioelectric telekinesis, aka Venom Shock, which he can shoot electricity out of his hands to stun or shock his enemies. He also has a camouflage ability. Some people confuse this with invisibility, but trust me, it's camouflage. When you take on a life as Spider-Man, you've got to deal with some pretty horrific tragedies in your life. Peter lost his parents, uncle, and girlfriend twice. Miles is no exception. During a street fight with Venom, police opened fire and bullets hit everywhere, including his mother, who was in a crowd of people. Dying in Miles' arms, her final wish to her son was that he would never tell his father that he was Spider-Man. Devastated by this loss and keeping his mother's promise to heart, he swore off being Spider-Man until he found a reason to put on the mask again. Miles has been bonded to a symbiote alien before. However, it wasn't the Venom symbiote, oh no. It was something far more dangerous, the Carnage symbiote. During a random robbery involving Venom and Scorpion, Carnage decided to join the party and make Miles his new pet. Quickly taking over his body and mind, the symbiote didn't give Miles free will like the Venom symbiote gave Peter. Carnage made Miles forget his name, his past memories, and his purpose in life, and just become a savage killer. Eventually, his will was too strong for the symbiote and he broke free. I would still like to see a Venom Miles suit one day. Okay, remember when I told you in the beginning that Miles was originally from the Ultimate Universe instead of the 616 universe, and Miles traveled to the 616 universe because of an event? Yeah, well, on 616, the original Miles Morales was a bad guy. 616 Miles followed in the footsteps of his father and uncle, devoting his life to crime, spending 3 years at Rikers and even doing work for the Kingpin. He becomes a challenge for Ultimate Universe Morales and threatens to kill him on multiple occasions. 616 Miles eventually gives up the villain lifestyle and learns to be a better person. But when the love of his life dies, he goes back to his old ways. Yeah, I think I like the Spider-Man Miles better. While people believe that Miles is Spider-Man's sidekick, it's not true. Miles only took over as Spider-Man when Peter Parker died in the Ultimate Universe. While in 616, Peter was only a mentor for Miles to help him become his successor. While they go on adventures and defeat bad guys together here and there, they're definitely not a duo like Batman and Robin. Miles is his own hero and plans to keep it that way. Miles' father, aka Jefferson Davis, was a street criminal just like his brother Aaron. They were involved in a raid that ended in both brothers fighting off both criminals and cops. Jeff was later bailed out by none other than Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was impressed by Jeff's fighting abilities. He recruited Jeff to be his eyes and ears in Kingpin's criminal underworld. When he was offered the opportunity to be a full-time agent, Jeff declined and decided to be a city cop instead and marry his therapist, who happened to be Rio Morales, Miles' mother. And there you go, Spidey fanatics. There's some facts you might not have known about Miles Morales. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait until we get to play as Miles on the PS5. Until then, let us know if there's any other Spidey people you would like us to cover in the videos here on the Spider-Man fan channel. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the best Spider-Man fan content every week. See you next time.